again in the same outfit, but you know what the score is. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruby Suze and I'm so glad you joined this channel to see what I get up to as a wife, as a mother and a general busybody. Now without much ado, because I can talk for England, I'm going to talk to you about the wifey habits that I want to cultivate and grow and nurture and prop up in 2018. Won't you come along? Won't you join me in this journey? Anyway, so on to the first tip of 2018, and the first one is romance. Oh yes, we're gonna get romantic in 2018. It's not just for the men, and I think we have been told a lie by Hollywood and many Mills and Boons kind of reader built that romance is just for the men, and it really isn't. It's not. It might not even be your man's like forte. Oh, shock, horror. It might not be his thing to be all romantic. He might have done it before because he had help from his friends, but right now you've got 2 kids, he's got bills to pay, he's thinking of all sorts of things like making sure that you guys stay head over water, and he's run out. Oh, my light died. And then there was light. Okay, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so romance is not just for the husband. It might have been his forte before he got married, but right now he's just got too many things to think about. And there's nothing wrong with you getting out there and planning a romantic evening. And I think we've been sold lies by the movies, as I said before, that men have got to be like all gushing over their wives. It might not be his strength. Maybe your strength is coming up with all these date nights and date days and family outings and all of that. That's your strength. And his strength might be cleaning the house, or I don't know, organizing the laundry. There are men who would do that. Everybody's got their strength and part to play. And I don't think you should feel less loved because he's not doing these extravagant days out. If you start, he might follow, but don't just leave it to him. Why are you not romantic? Why don't you just turn up, you know, just turn up and do something nice? And, you know, I'm definitely going to restore the date night in my house. I'm really going to make it a thing because I really enjoyed them. And I think we both got busy with children, with business, with hustle, with life. And we're going to make some changes in 2018. And at the end of the day, you both benefit. If you do it, you both benefit. Doesn't matter who does it first. The point is you both love each other and you need to create moments for love to continue to fester. If you don't do it and he doesn't do it, no one does it, and then you're just bitter with him when you could have done it and the whole thing would have been like, what's the big deal? He will learn if you start, but if you don't start, he won't learn. So just do something. Ain't gonna kill you, girl. You're gonna enjoy in the end of the day. Number 2, packaging. Now, when I'm talking about packaging, I'm not talking about, you know, box. I'm talking about packaging, right? Do you understand what I mean? I'm trying to be coded. Like, packaging in the sense that it's so important to look nice for yourself, first of all. It is so important for you to be happy with how you look, how you present yourself. And I'll be the first to admit, I think because I've been very ill recently, I have lived for days on end in my onesie. I'm not going to pretend. Not going to pretend. I have lived for days on end in my onesie. And I think that I did not feel sexy. I did not feel sexy at all. And I think in 2018, I need to snap it back, remind him who he married. And, you know, I need to advertise everything correctly. And I'm not talking about losing weight and you know, having a whole heap of hair and makeup on. I'm just saying that take care of yourself and just make everything look appetizing again, you know? You know, when, you could have, you know, they say you can't put new wine in old wineskin. Like, change the wineskin, change the packaging, do your hair differently. If it was black, you know, make it spicy in 2018. In 2018, let's get spicy, you know. If you're used to like seeing all black hair, all straight, I don't know, do red or blonde or make things spicy again. And that's what I want to do in 2018. It's not every day be the same, you know. Some days just wear something different and book a nice night out, and you know, do your nails, then take care of you know, the brows and, you know, the brows. You know? Yes, I said it. Go take time to get the garden sorted. I should have said that. I totally should have said that, but you know, I did anyway. You know, it's me. Part of opening a present on Christmas Day is the packaging. Let's be honest. When the present is all looking tatty, no one wants to open it. When it's all like, you know, folded crisp and you can't even really see the sellotape and there's a mystery like, oh, how did they sellotape this together? And there's a nice bow and there's a little gift card. You're like, oh, you don't even want to tear it off. You're like, oh, you know, open it. That's what I mean by getting your packaging together in 2018. You want to be like, ooh, where, how, ooh, she smells the aroma. Everything needs to be popping in 2018, because I think if I do that for myself, I will feel better, he will feel better, and everything will be spicy. 3, communication. BT is good to talk. It's going to be my catchphrase. As in, we need to talk about the good, the bad and the ugly, not keeping secrets from each other, holding things back, being honest, confront to love, not really confrontation, but just kind of like, oh, I'm feeling this, or I'm thinking this, or how do you think about that? And really exploring and trying to listen to each other's point of view, because I think once you stop communicating, you stop loving, and you stop understanding where each other's coming from, and you can misinterpret things, and before you know it, you're at loggerheads. So it's really important that in 2018 as wives worldwide, we learn how to communicate, and we need to speak less to the best mate and more to the mate. Do you understand what I mean? Like, we need to speak more and talk to him more and understand that and that means I'm not just talking about serious issues, silly things, little things that you used to talk about before. Like, we used to talk about the news and the Bible, and we used to just gist about stuff that was going on in our days. And I think, you know, sometimes we get so busy with our activities, with the activities that the children do. We come back home and it's just like boom, 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 and the kids are bed, and then you're lying in bed and you're like, yeah, let's get it on. And it's like, you've not even asked me how my day was. Like, we need to get back to basics, where it's like, hey, how are you? How was your day? Did you hear what goes on in the news? And just communicating, I think, is so important. It's not every day WhatsApp, it's not every time FaceTime. Sometimes sit down and just be talking, and send the kids to bed early, and yes, send them to bed early, yes, so that you can have some adult time. 4, look, pray, respond. Now, this is to counteract the whole nagging thing that I spoke about before, and I think I have recently tried, definitely in the last quarter of the year, I've tried to kind of look and pray about stuff before I keep talking about it. So if I've noticed I've talked about it, like, I kind of try it once, twice, and then just shut up about it. Because if not, if you keep doing look, you will get bored of your voice and frustrated because you're having to talk about it over and over again. They will get frustrated because they're having to hear it over and over again, or hear this noise in their ear over and over again. So look, pause, pray, if that means pray for you, if that means think for you, whatever it is, and then respond, because then you're being able to give an informed and well thought through, less emotive answer. That's not to say that emotions should be void. If you're feeling something, that's not to say you shouldn't communicate your feelings. It's just that sometimes the first feeling you feel isn't the right feeling to feel. I think a lot of times, like, you can fry up about something, flare up about something, and realize actually it's not that deep. Like, so he left his shoes in the middle of the floor for the umpteenth time. It's not that deep. It's not life or death. It doesn't mean he doesn't love me. It doesn't mean he doesn't respect me as a woman, as a wife, as a manager of the home. It just means he has fostered a habit of however many thousands of years to always leave his shoes in the middle of the room. That's him. And I just need to get over it. And in time, we pray, we hope, we fantasize that the shoes will find its way to the shoe cupboard. And if it doesn't, hey, like, no one's going to lose sleep because the shoes are in the middle of the floor. And if you do, that's because maybe there are bigger issues at hand, and it's not really about the shoes on the floor, or where you say it is well. That means that there is an issue that you've said it is well to, that it actually isn't well, that you need to resolve in order for you to move forward and not get angry about the shoes in the middle of the floor. And the last thing, 5. This one is quite close to heart because it's a habit that I really started doing a lot very, very early into my marriage because of the things that I felt, the severity of the issues that I felt that I was dealing with at that time in my marriage, how severe it was at the time. Now that I look back on it, yes, they were deep, but not necessarily that deep. But I think that's why it's so deep for me, this last point, and it's keeping it in-house. And what I mean by keeping things in-house, I mean that I developed quite a bad habit of, if we were having an issue of, there'd be quite a few people I might have spoken to regarding that particular issue. And I think what ended up happening is that it didn't paint my husband in the best light, and it didn't even paint me or my family necessarily in the best light. And I think, I'm not an advocate though, I say this with a caveat, I'm not an advocate for not ever speaking about your issues, because people who are like, you know, give bridal advice like,
never tell anybody what your issue is in your marriage,
they're all lying, because most of the time we know what's going on in their house as well. We're just smiling with them because everybody knows what's going on in your house. No, the truth is you need to have maybe 1 or 2 people that maybe you and your husband have agreed on that you would speak to if you did have an issue, so that you could get some advice. Because I find that if you then end up telling family members or sometimes certain friends as well who aren't ready to actually deal with the weight of the issue you're going through, what ends up happening is you diminish the view that they have of your husband or your wife. And when you guys have solved your issues and you guys are happily ever after, you are Prince and Princess Charming, they are still dealing with the negativity that they have received from you in terms of the stories that they have heard of your husband or wife, and it can be quite hard for them to transition into this beautiful new place that you're in. So I won't say in 2018 not to speak to anybody. No, I've just shortened the list of people that I speak to, and I have been much more mindful of whom I speak to about what the issue is. So if it's financial, I might have one person in mind, and once I've had that person in mind, I'm going to try not to speak about that issue over and over again, because I've noticed that the more I speak about it, even though instantly I might feel better, like the load is lightening because I'm talking about it, actually what tends to happen is that I'm also, as well as telling the story or telling the issue, I'm also rehearsing the emotion behind that issue. So actually it perpetuates how I feel. So it's much better for me to speak about it once and then maybe go off and pray about it, write about it, talk to my husband about it, think about it, ignore it. But just keep talking about it over and over again actually sometimes isn't the best solution for me as an individual. And I mean, everyone has their own view, but that in 2018 I'm going to try and keep it in-house and try and do much more comfru loving rather than confrontation, comfru loving, and a lot more praying and leaving things at the feet of Christ, and just allowing things to kind of perfect. So I just want to say thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. This has been a journey for me to record these videos for you, because if I tell you what technical difficulties I had, you would feel sorry for me, girl. But anyway, I've enjoyed speaking about these things, and if there's anything that you think if there's anything that you feel that you're going to join me in 2018 in doing, or anything that you think we should add to the list, please do comment below, give me a thumbs up. What other videos would you like me to watch? I tend to see that you guys really tend to like these marriage videos, so I'm thinking of things to say, but you know, I have to tread the line very, very carefully. Anyway, I will speak to you in my next video. Thank you so much. Until my next video, make sure you remember that loving your neighbor as you love yourself means that you need to love yourself first. Take care. Have a lovely day. Bye.